Dude, is that a thrift store jacket or did you crawl out of 1984? The cafeteria burst into laughter. Voices bounced off the walls, echoes of cruelty landing like sharp jabs. Miles Parker didn't flinch. At 16, he had mastered the art of staying invisible. Thin, pale, quiet, he was a regular target. Today, though, it wasn't his silence or his posture they mocked. It was the jacket. Military green, ill-fitting, frayed at the sleeves and stained by time. A nearly faded name tag sat above the chest, and a strange red and gold patch barely clung to the shoulder. He wore it every Friday. Each week, like clockwork, someone would make a joke. "Bet he found that thing in a dumpster," someone sneered. "Smells like mothballs and sad," another chimed in. Miles said nothing. He simply reached up and touched the patch, gently tracing its edges. The fabric may have been old, but to him it was sacred. It wasn't just cloth, it was memory. It was legacy. He didn't need them to understand. He just needed to remember. That patch, that jacket, had history stitched into every thread. More than they could possibly imagine. That morning, the school gym buzzed with mild chaos. It was the annual Veterans Day Assembly. Most students dragged their feet through it. Flags, folding chairs, a student choir half-heartedly singing patriotic songs. Phones glowed in bored hands. Local veterans sat near the stage, quiet and respectful. The routine was predictable, until it wasn't. A surprise guest had entered the building. Without warning or fanfare, General Elenina Griggs walked through the gym doors. Her stride alone silenced the crowd. Her uniform was sharp, metals gleaming under the harsh gym lights. She moved like someone who had seen war and conquered it. Tall, strong, with bold features and a posture carved by discipline, she didn't demand attention, she commanded it. As the principal rushed forward to greet her, she barely glanced his way. Her eyes were searching the crowd. Then she stopped, her gaze locked on Miles. A current ran through the room. Students turned. Whispers started. General Griggs began walking, past teachers, past veterans, through rows of chairs until she stood directly in front of the boy in the faded jacket. "Where did you get that jacket?" Her voice was sharp, direct, but not unkind. Miles stood slowly, confused and unsure. "It belonged to my grandfather," he said. "Staff Sergeant Roger Parker. Vietnam. He died before I was born." The general blinked, then her voice softened, just barely. "That patch," she said, eyes fixed on the red and gold threads, "is from the Recon Lightning Unit. I haven't seen one in decades. It was awarded to only a handful of men." Her tone shifted, reverent now. "Your grandfather was one of them." Turning to the crowd, she raised her voice. "That patch signifies one of the most dangerous recon teams of the Vietnam War. During the Battle of Dak To, 32 men entered. Only 6 made it out." She paused. "They volunteered for the missions others refused. Your grandfather's name, I know it. He was a legend." The gym fell silent. "He trained me. He pulled me from a burning vehicle under heavy fire, refused to be evacuated until everyone else was safe. That man is the reason I am who I am today." And then, something no one expected. General Griggs stood tall, straightened her back, and raised her hand to her brow. A crisp salute, directed not at the principal, not at the flag, but at Miles, at a teenage boy in a cafeteria. Miles trembled, his throat tightened. Slowly, every muscle in his small frame shaking, he returned the salute. The gym exploded. Veterans stood. Teachers followed. Students rose to their feet. Applause thundered off the walls, not for the general, but for the quiet boy with the jacket no one had understood. Until now. After the assembly, as the crowd buzzed and cameras flashed, General Griggs leaned in close. "Wear it with pride, Miles. He would be proud of you." From that day on, no one teased the jacket. There were no more jokes, no whispers in the cafeteria. In fact, people greeted Miles with respect. They saw him now, not just the boy, but the story he wore. His shoulders were no longer sunken. His head was high. The jacket hadn't changed. But now everyone understood what it meant. So next time you see someone in something old or worn, remember, it may not be fashion, it may be legacy. Behind every frayed edge could be courage. Behind every faded patch could be valor. Never judge someone by what they wear. Some garments are stitched with stories that deserve to be saluted. If this story touched you, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a karma in the comments. And before we go, tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to hear your story too.